Good day, everyone. Alice here from Sophie Financial Network. Today is June 7th, 2023. Here is S&P 500 daily chart, Nasdaq, Dow Jones Industrial, and Russell 2000. So as you see here, we have mentioned this before. Russell and Dow Jones ended up. We are just 4 minutes to the end of the session today, even after hours. So ended up to the positive territory, S&P 500, and leading Nasdaq to the downside. So we will cover these stocks today, indexes, and we'll see how it goes. Let's just start with S&P 500 daily chart. So here is the consolidation area. We are still in this consolidation phase. If you see reversal is coming back tomorrow, don't be surprised. This is consolidation within this wide range board. There's nothing wrong with chart right now, but I believe we are at a very, very interesting, critical, pivotal point for the market. So any close below 4,200, that's going to be ugly close just because it's going to go all the way down to here, which ultimately I'm just looking for another dip here to this area and probably find a bottom, a choppy bottom. It could be something like this, and then forming W pattern to the next leg up for the July-August period. So that's going to be the last leg up for the market. If it's going to go this way all the way up to 4,400, or it's going to just shape up another higher low or lower high for the downside move all the way to here. So we'll see how it goes, but S&P 500 is at a very, very critical point right now. Volume was light, like 76 million for this reversal. So that's why I'm saying it's not a danger right now, but cyclical perspective that I mentioned at the beginning of this month. I remember for the monthly analysis, I mentioned that be careful because we are going to a danger zone right now. So S&P 500 is coming down, bear reversal in a daily chart. Stochastic wise, we are just getting above this area, which is kind of like a pivotal point for the February 2023, and then coming down sharply all the way to here. Probably we'll see another sharp decline coming back down there. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Nasdaq. Here is the Nasdaq chart, which is kind of like a leading in a downside move. So Nasdaq, as it was leader to the upside, this advance was pretty overbought, overstretched. Anyway, if you want to slice it and dice it, closed by 272 points to the downside, 1.87%. Down tick today. So for Nasdaq is now engulfing last 4 sessions. So that is very, very important. If we get below this level, which I believe it's going to happen, we're going all the way down to here. Possibly it's going to be just a 14,100. So that 14,100 is going to be a support. If it's going to be just the uptick and then coming down, or if it's going to be uptick to the higher high, which I believe it's going to be just the uptick to another lower low, and we'll see how it goes. But right now, Nasdaq is in leading market in a bear side, and the ultimate target is going to be 14,000. So that's going to be the area which is kind of like SMA 20, which is going to be on this breakout level. So all support. So probably we'll see 2 to 3 days downside for Nasdaq, and then it find the support here for possible just a day 2 bounce, and then next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So we will have Tuesday CPI, Wednesday Fed meeting. Bank of Canada just increased the rate 25 basis today, and Bank of Canada, as you know, it's kind of leading in the Federal Reserve or the other banks around the world. So that was one of the first one with Bank of New Zealand to increase the rate during COVID time, starting with 0.5 or 50 basis point every single rate hike. Every single month they increase 50 basis. Right now, they were pausing for 2-3 months, and today they just increased another 25 basis, which was expected, to be honest. Lots of mortgage broker, lots of people, they were expecting that increase is coming. They were talking about the increase, but they were not sure. Some people are saying probably they don't, they're just bluffing. But today seems like they're pretty bullish on the rate hike for now. So they just increase it for to cool down the economy. So I believe Federal Reserve next week is coming with another 25 basis. If they increase, which is not going to be a surprise for the market because market is going to price it if it goes down to here to this area. Moving on to US 30, which is Dow Jones. So Dow Jones had a positive day today, nicely going up. If it closes above this pivotal point, I should say Dow Jones paved its way for another higher high. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, they said this is very, very bullish structure. Nothing wrong with the overall picture. Dow Jones is pretty bullish. So this is kind of like a reverse head and shoulder. That would be ideal if this one is stretched down to here, then going up, but didn't. But here, even with this head and shoulder, so you see here is another reverse head and shoulder, which pretty work out well. Look at that. So here is the right shoulder. We just touched it here. Sorry, left shoulder. We touched it here for the right shoulder, coming back up. So this is pretty nice pattern. If we get close above this, or ideally this area, which is 34,000, that's going to be pretty bullish scenario, and any pullback could be a buying opportunity, which I believe Dow Jones, along with Russell, is going to be outperformer for the rest of the year, especially for this summer rally. So everything worked out well as we expected. So we are not forecasting, we are kind of like trying to smell the money flow trend and direction. And that's what we saw since beginning of, I believe, May, that money slightly going into some defensive names. And defensive names, I believe, is not a military defensive. I'm talking about the consumer staples, some predictable company which they can grow slowly, but they're very safe, like a Coca-Cola, like PepsiCo, like a grocery or retail ones, like I should say Procter Gamble, for example. So those ones are in Dow Jones Industrial, and that's why Dow Jones and Russell, along with regional bank, which we get in a bit, they did very well today. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to some individual names, starting with let's say bond yield. Bond yield had uptick today, so it's pretty nice. We see this one is going up, and right now we are just at the top here. Still, lots of sellers are taking control, especially here around 4.70%. So we'll see how it goes. But if bond yield gets here, then coming down, you shouldn't be surprised. I'm not forecasting this one is getting engulfed above 5.1%. So I think that was the top, and more bullish on the yield means bearish on the treasuries and gold. So treasuries coming down. I'm just waiting for treasuries again getting back to this level, which is 98.99. That would be kind of like a good scenario for treasuries for a capitulation phase. Even if this one goes all the way to here to this area, that would be kind of like a capitulation phase for kind of like a forming double bottom, then going up for the rest of the year, which I believe any of these pullbacks around this area, any range in this area could be a bottoming formation and could be fantastic buying opportunity for treasuries. If you look at it for the next, I should say, 3 to 5 months right now, even more, because this one, when this one break out above this, the first target is going to be 15 to 18, then it can go to 130, which is coming to this supply area. So I believe treasuries, bond, TLT is going to just outperform the market because we are heading into recession and Federal Reserve will bring the interest rate down. Don't look at the next week or so. They're going to ultimately bring it down and they're going to pivot. And when they pivot, this one is going to skyrocket and outperform the other assets, which is pretty good time because we are at kind of like the end of the cycle for it. Gold is coming down, perfectly worked the cycle wise, and we are just getting another sell signal. So probably this A, B, and C is just started last week, and we are at the beginning of the C wave. So if this one goes down to here, to this area, and then find a bottom around 1900, I should say 80, 90 to 1900, that could be the bottoming formation along with this demand area. Then this one can set up for another leg higher. Possibly it's going to go up with treasuries. So we will see how it goes. But I believe gold can hit a very, very choppy, sloppy days, especially for the next 3 to 5 weeks. But after that, it can go higher to the August top, I believe. US crude just had a positive day. Crude is in consolidation phase. It's just very, very boring for now. It just that doesn't go anywhere. It's just a very, very choppy, sloppy. You see, the chart is perfect for traders, but you don't know exactly if it's going to break down from here or if it's going to break up from here. So it's just consolidating since December 2022. Right now, it's been 6 months now. 7 months almost, that is consolidating and doesn't go anywhere. So crude was positive. Today's stocks, actually energy stocks did well as well. So we'll get back to those ones. VIX coming down when Nasdaq and S&P went down. VIX is coming down. This is crazy, guys, right? So this one is coming down to $12, $13. And I told you, this is not going to be a perfect if it hits here. So that's going to be the next buying opportunity. So if you just zoom out here, lots of supports here that we are getting into very, very tempting area. I believe if you are a VIX buyer, you're scammed and you're just smashed these areas, but we don't touch it until it gets here. So that's going to be pretty nice play. I would say anytime we get there, it doesn't give us too much time for another spike to the upside. So you see these spikes are coming and they will pay well, very, very well. So we'll see how it goes. Dixie, just the doji bar. Pretty volatile session for Dixie, but seems like it's just consolidating here for the next leg up. Possible scenario would be just engulfing this pivot, getting back to this supply area, and then coming down. So just be careful if you put a stop loss here. There is going to be a supply area on top of your stop loss, and this one can go all the way up to here to this area for just to stop hunting, and lots of supply areas are there. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to some technology sectors which smashed today. Apple just came down sharply today. So if you see Apple, I believe this is topped. This is very, very nice top information, but we need to get below this, which is 172, 170. If it goes below this, any pullback could be a selling opportunity. I believe it can go all the way down to here to 136, 134, ultimately. Not for next week, not for next month. It can be happen for the next month or so, but I'm not expecting this one. But if it goes here, I'm going to be buyer. So again, I'm not shorting this. I will be buyer down there when it receives, because these ones have very, very nice momentum to the upside. It can just coming down for a day or two, but then reversing back up, shifting the gear to the upside and just squeeze lots of shorts. Amazon 4%, 4.25% down, pretty top information candle. So Amazon, I thought that this one is getting back here to this exhaustion gap coming down, but didn't go there. It's just coming down since this supply area is working well. So for now, Amazon is in top information. This one can go all the way down to here to 110. So we will see how it goes, but 110, 17 to 110, that could be kind of like a buying scenario for Amazon. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Meta, 2.77% down. I just cut my position today for Meta. Still 6% of my portfolio is Meta, but we are in profit. We bought it very, very cheap. So I'm not looking for a crazy trade. I don't sell all. If it goes down here again, if it gives me better price, even to this gap here, to this area, so that would be a nice buying opportunity. So that's what I do. So basically, when I have this rally going all the way up, and when I know the cycles, my subscriber didn't sell until today. Just we caught small position. Right now, we are at a very, very reliable position-wise in our portfolio. So we are not burning our position, even if it goes down to here. So we will be happy because we have got cash on the side to buy back this stock. Microsoft, 3% downtick today. So I said Microsoft has been topped. It's been topped, and this one can go all the way down to here, sub 300 and even 269 to 276. That's going to be a possible scenario. Look at this wide range bar. Here's the back test for the next leg higher. Here's the wide range bar. Here's the gap and no back test. So probably that's going to be a back test, a bounce coming down to this area. That would be pretty nice buying opportunity. So we'll see how it goes. Google coming down today as well, 3% engulfing candle to the downside. This supply area works for now. So if you just zoom back here, so Google getting into this supply area, and right now it's just deeply getting into it, coming down. So next time when we get there, it's not going to be something like this because lots of sell orders initiated now, and we'll see how it goes. Any pullback could be a selling opportunity. Google can go down to fill out this gap, which is middle of this red bar, which we gapped up here. So 112 to 114, that's going to be another possible scenario. So lots of buyers are coming back here. 17 to 114, I should say, that's going to be level for Google. So we'll see how it goes. Netflix, positive day today in overall, but look at the candle. I said Netflix is in topped information, topped already. So Netflix just went up slightly, ending diagonal sharp sell-off. So Netflix can go down here to 360. Even it can go down to this area. We'll see how it goes. Tesla, it was positive, but look at the candle. So candle is just gapped up and then coming down sharply. If we have followed through, then it's going to be pretty ugly for Tesla, at least for now. So it doesn't satisfy our target, but it goes the way that we're expecting. This rally is the way that we're expecting, and we are not surprised. Even if this one goes down here, so that would be kind of like a nice buying opportunity. Moving on to semiconductors. This one topped out already, guys. So I told you even after yesterday's session, I said, just be careful because just one day or two bounce, it doesn't mean that it get back to the bullish momentum. It's just coming down and gives you kind of like a releasing your position. Stocks, the same pattern. This one just gapped up, sharp sell-off coming down the whole entire session. Sellers took control. TSM closed positive, 47 cents. But look at the candle. The candle was pretty topping. And this top information, this is just the pivot, folks. So this shadow is just the pivot going up for another leg down. And possible scenario would be buyers are going to come back here around this area. AMD, 5% to the downside, just took all the gains yesterday. So we just cut our position in 25% of our allocation. Right now, we just, we bought it here, remember, $80. And we just, I release a little bit here, and I release a lot here in this area. And I'm not regretful at all. I'm just waiting for a pullback to buy back again this stock. So this is kind of like an active investment or investing strategy. NVIDIA coming down sharply. I believe this is the top, folks. So this is the end of the hype for the NVIDIA. I should say, yeah, I know I call the top here. It just go up, exhaustion gap up, and then sharp coming back down. That could be very, very harmful for some people. So we'll see how it goes. Texas Instruments, it's better than the other stocks, but still it can follow the industry. Texas Instruments, because they're supplying some military companies like Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics. So they're kind of like a monologue a semiconductor producer. So that's why they're positive, because all those military names, they were positive as well. So we will see how it goes. Lam Research coming down today as well. So it's not that bad, but again, it's follow up the session. Moving on to the banking sectors, XLF, pretty positive, right? So when market, as I said, market is just recapturing again with energy and also banking sectors as well. So money is flowing into banking and financials. So this is the low, this is the low, and this is the higher low. Leapfrog pattern, folks, and this is kind of like a W formation. Any close above this, it can just go all the way up to here, which is pretty nice sell signal here. So 35, 36 right now, we are at 31. So it's going to be another 15 to 20% to the upside. That could be a possible scenario for XLF, KBE, large cap bank ETF, nicely break out to the upside. Just follow up the KRE, which is this one nicely break out to the upside. This one can go to 49, 50, 53, then 56. I believe 56, that's going to be the top information for this. JP Morgan nicely going up. This one is forming very, very well, if you ask me. So this pattern, if you just zoom out, so this is a nice cup and handle. And also this is kind of like, let me just explain this stuff here, reversing head and shoulder here as well. So any close above this area, which is pretty hard just because a couple of times we have this pivot breaking down to breaking to the downside, coming back test, going down, once back test going down. So right now it's just consolidating. Any breakout can go all the way up to this gap, which is 160 to 164. So just be careful on this one because I believe this is going to be well played in the future. Goldman Sachs, this one is going up again with the entire industry. Wells Fargo nicely up as well. So this is kind of like the same pattern. Citigroup, 4% to the upside. Pretty nice spiky candle to the upside. Moving on to the gold miners. This one is coming down along with gold. So this one, I believe this bullish consolidation can fail to the lower low, but this lower low could be a W pattern formation. Ideal scenario would be we should see a divergence here in RSI and MACD at the same time, and also stochastic. That would be fantastic, perfect buying opportunity. So I'm just waiting for just a small bit, getting stretched below this pivot, and then bouncing back up. So if you see a trigger in the shorter time frame, you need to get in. GDXJ, this is the same. AEM $1.27 down and EM 9 cents down. So this is holding up pretty well. So I like it. Franco Nevada, this one is coming down. This one can go to the lower low. Gold Barrick, this one as well can go to the lower low to this demand area. This is the gap. So it can go all the way down to here to the gap field. $16 is going to be a possible scenario. But again, if it go down here, so you see if there is a divergence here with RSI, then this is going to be a bullish price action and we should take it on both. Yeah, jumpy. Energy stocks, XLE, just following up with crude, even better than crude. So XLE is just breaking out to the upside. Right now, there is going to be a trend here. So if we just draw a line here, just on the top of it, so there is going to be a trend. So we should see how it's going to react to this. XOP, which is oil and gas exploration ETF, this is breaking up about this trend line. OIH, this one is breaking up about this trend line as well. Nice candle in overall. So Exxon, this one pretty bullish. So we just breaking out about this trend line. So this is the way that I'm talking about. So here is the lower low. Possible scenario, I don't have RSI here, but if you see, there is a divergence between RSI here and a price. So that would be kind of like a perfect scenario for buy. Chevron is the same pattern, ending diagonal, forming to the upside. Oxy, dollar gain today. So this one, engulfing this dollar, that would be perfect scenario for bulls if we engulf $61 in a daily close. So keep an eye on this. And the last one is REIT, which is the 3%, 3 cents to the upside. So it's not bad, not good, and nothing special today. REIT is consolidating and let it consolidate more for the future. Okay, I think I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and see you on the chart tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.